Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to talk about two things which I learned from the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins that completely changed my life. The second thing will prove to be a big help in your times of struggle, so make sure you stick to that. After watching the video, if you feel like the video was valuable, make sure to consider subscribing. So one day I was in the bookshop looking for an interesting book to buy, and then suddenly a book cover attracted my attention. In the cover, there was a black dude wearing white uniform with a fat man standing behind him in the shadow. I thought it looked dope. By the way, whoever designed the cover, great job. And yes, I do judge a book by its cover. So I pick up the book with having zero idea what's the book about and who the author David Goggin is. I read the content table, found it intriguing, and bought it. When I came back home, the first thing I searched was David Goggins on YouTube, and a clip of him from Joe Rogan's podcast appeared at the top. And it became clear that he's a real deal. Not everyone go to the Joe Rogan podcast. So I watched few of his clips to get the idea who he actually is. Turned out he was a Navy SEAL, and the fat man standing behind him was also him. So it became clear to me that this book is about his life journey from miserable to successful. Now, I won't tell you about everything that is written in the book. I suggest you to read the book by yourself. It's highly recommended. In this book, he shared his life struggle from childhood to becoming a Navy SEAL, like how his father used to barely treat him, which led him to the path of destruction, and how he flipped it over. The number one thing which I learned from this book is that everyone has a governor, according to the Goggins. It's an instrument installed by mostly car companies to inhibit the performance of the car. For example, your car's true potential is to reach 200 km per hour, but the company installed the governor so that it never reaches 200 km and only reaches to 140 km. This practice is mostly done to preserve the life of the car for longer. Whenever the car reaches 140 km per hour, the heat arising from the engine turns on the governor and restricted it to go further, even though it could go up to 200 km per hour, but it will cause wear and tear. Same is in the case of humans. We have a governor in our brain. Whenever we try to do something difficult or beyond our reach, the brain turns on the governor in the form of pain, thus restricting our performance. Whether it's the one extra rep of chest press, one extra mile of run, or one extra hour of study, the pain causes us to stop from reaching our true potential, making our brain our biggest enemy. What Goggins suggests is to break the governor by doing that one extra every time, no matter how hard the pain is. But reaching our true potential is worth every second of pain. Next time, whenever you are doing anything, just push for that one extra. The pain will tell you to stop, but you have to remember that it's just your governor who's stopping you from reaching your true potential. Now, I have adapted this technique, and slowly but surely, I'm seeing improvement in every field of my life. Now, the number second thing which I learned from this book is a cookie jar technique. Goggins explained that during his childhood they had a cookie jar in their kitchen, which was always full thanks to his mom, no matter how financially bad days they've been going through. The jar was always full of cookies. Later on, our time in career of Goggins came where he was going through some serious issues. Even though after achieving so much, he developed the worst disease now to the mankind, which is self-doubt, seeing yourself as a lesser man in the mirror and don't know which direction to go in life. He came up with this technique in the childhood. Whenever he put his hand inside the jar, he always get the cookie. He started doing the same, but metaphorically. Cookie jar was his life he lived, and the cookies were the past achievements that he achieved. So whenever self-doubt crosses his mind, he put his hand in the cookie jar and bring out one cookie representing past achievement that helped him to stay focused and keep going. Now, I personally experienced it last year when I was reading a book. A result of my exam came in which I failed for the third time at 45 marks. I was just trying to pass the exam for more than 1.5 years, but all in vain. After failing it third time, I completely lost my hope. Then I read this part of the book and I remember all my past achievements. For example, when I took a gap year to improve my grades while all my friends were starting universities. It was hard time for me, but I stick to it, and after a year I improved my grades finally and felt I mean something. I remember that moment and appeared in the exam for the fourth time, and this time passing it for good. Imagine if I left after my third attempt because of the clouds of self-doubt in my mind. I will always regret my decision, but I took a cookie from my cookie jar, which helped me cleaning my self-doubt, and I kept moving forward. So, whenever you take a fall in your journey, instead of quitting and questioning yourself, just take a step back and take a cookie from your cookie jar and start moving forward again. I hope you found this video valuable. If you do, please subscribe as it will motivate me to bring such interesting content in the future. If you don't, you can unlike the video. Peace out.